Hello everyone! Today, Arthur and I are going to present our project for the course Digital Transformation and Ethics. For our work, we decided to focus on Microsoft and a major challenge linked to digital transformation, sustainability and ethics. Microsoft is one of the biggest technology companies in the world, and its cloud platform, Azure, is growing extremely fast. But this growth depends on data centers, which consume a lot of electricity and a lot of water. Because of this, Microsoft faces a strong dilemma. How can the company continue to expand Azure while reducing environmental impact of its data centers? And this question is at the heart of our project, because it connects several themes from the course: digital transformation, sustainability, responsibility, and ethical dilemmas. Microsoft is a global technology leader with services in cloud computing, software, AI, and digital infrastructure. Azure is one of the company's main engines of growth, with data centers in more than 60 regions. However, this expansion creates high energy consumption, high water use, and a growing carbon footprint. At the same time, Microsoft has made very ambitious commitments, like becoming carbon negative in 2030, removing all historical emissions by 2050, and using 100% renewable energy by 2025. This makes Microsoft a perfect case study to explore ethical and environmental challenges in the digital world. So the central question is, how can Microsoft reduce the carbon footprints of its data centers while supporting the rapid growth of the Azure cloud? To answer this, we need first to understand the theoretical concepts behind digital sustainability. Then, we will analyze Microsoft's strategy, its limits, and the ethical dilemmas it faces. Digital transformation is the integration of digital technologies into companies, services, and society. Cloud computing is at the center of this transformation. However, cloud growth increases the number and size of data centers, which leads to higher electricity and water consumption. This creates a conflict between technological progress and environmental responsibility. Sustainability means protecting the needs of future generations. Digital technologies have a carbon footprint at different stages. First, several manufacturing and extraction of raw materials. Second, the electricity consumption. Third, water using for cooling. And at least, electronic waste at the end of life. Today, data centers account 1 to 1.5% of global electricity consumption, and this number keeps rising. This makes sustainability essential for companies like Microsoft. So now, let's talk about Green IT. Green IT is a key framework with 3 dimensions. The first one is Green for IT, improving the environmental performance of digital infrastructures. The second one, IT for Green, using digital tools to reduce the environmental impact of other sectors. And Microsoft does this with solutions like Azure Sustainability Manager. And the third one, circular economy, like repairing, reusing, and recycling components to reduce electronic wastes. Microsoft has created circular centers to reuse server parts. The digital sobriety means using digital technologies in a more responsible way. Its principles are less, better, and useful. Less with reducing unnecessary digital consumption, better with using cleaner and more efficient technologies, and useful with avoiding digital overconsumption. This is a major challenge for Microsoft because of demand for cloud and AI is exploding. But there is a fundamental tension. The more Microsoft innovates, the more energy it consumes. Cloud computing, AI, and powerful servers bring economic growth, but also larger carbon footprints. This dilemma is central to Microsoft's sustainability strategy. Now that I have introduced the theoretical framework, Arthur will continue with the practical analysis of Microsoft actions, the results, the limits, and our final recommendations. Thank you.
Microsoft data centers operate all day and all night, and they require a large amount of energy to power servers, cooling systems, and electrical distribution. One important measure used to evaluate their efficiency is the power usage effectiveness. A perfect power usage effectiveness score is 1, while the world average is between 1.6 and 1.8. Some Microsoft data centers reach a score of 1.2, but this result depends on the location and the climate. Water consumption is also a major environmental issue. Some data centers use millions of liters of water per day, especially in Arizona, the Netherlands, and Ireland, which create tension with local community and ecosystem. Microsoft has announced several environmental goals. The company wants to become carbon negative by the year of 2030, to remove all historical emissions by the year of 2050, and to use only renewable energy by the year of 2025. However, more than 90% of Microsoft emissions come from its supply chain, which makes this goal extremely difficult to reach. Microsoft is investing in several technological solutions to reduce its environmental impact. The company is developing servers that use energy more efficiently. It's also exploring new cooling methods and events underwater data center. In addition, Microsoft uses artificial intelligence to distribute workload and reduce peak in energy demand. However, there is a clear paradox because artificial intelligence itself consumes very large amounts of energy, especially generative artificial intelligence models. So, Microsoft faces several limits and contradictions in its sustainability strategy. The demand for cloud service grows faster than improvement in energy efficiency. Artificial intelligence requires massive amounts of electricity and cooling. Microsoft also depends on local electricity grids, which may still rely on fossil fuel. Water consumption creates ethical and territorial tension as well. This factor means that Microsoft can become more efficient but still increase its total environmental impact. After the critical discussion, Microsoft communicates widely about its sustainability efforts, but some of the company's solutions remain experimental. These include immersion cooling, underwater data center, and the large-scale use of AMR professional. Microsoft also relies on carbon offsets, which are sometimes unreliable and difficult to measure accurately. Jevons paradox states that when a technology becomes more efficient, its use tends to increase. This paradox is clearly visible at Microsoft. Servers consume less energy, but their number continues to grow. Cooling systems become more efficient, but artificial intelligence demands more power. Infrastructure is optimized, but the amount of work sent to the cloud increases rapidly. Microsoft data center create several issues for local communities. They can increase water use, create noise, put pressure on local energy network, and occupy large areas of land. For these reasons, sustainability must consider local impact and not only global policy. Microsoft faces several ethical dilemmas. The company must find a balance between innovation and digital sovereignty, between the growth of the cloud and the reduction of emissions, and between competitiveness and environmental responsibility. There is no perfect solution, and each decision has consequences. To conclude, Microsoft is one of the most advanced companies in the world in terms of digital sustainability. The company invests in renewable energy, innovative cooling system, circular economy initiative, and improved infrastructure. However, major challenge remains because Azure and generative artificial intelligence continue to grow very quickly. Technological efficiency alone is not enough to solve the environmental tension present in the cloud industry. We suggest three main recommendations. First, Microsoft should increase transparency and publish detailed information about energy use, water consumption, and renewable energy in each region. Second, the company should integrate digital sovereignty by developing cloud service and artificial intelligence models that use less energy and encourage more responsible digital practice. Third, Microsoft should improve water management by investing in cooling systems that use little or no water and by building new data centers in regions with more abundant water resources. Thank you for listening. We hope that this presentation has helped you understand Microsoft's environmental challenge and the ethical dilemma connected to the digital transformation.